So who do you think is at fault for this collision? What we have here is a national speed limit dual carriageway, which means the speed limit enforced for cars is 70 miles per hour. The camera car is proceeding in lane 2, maintaining gap to the car in front, and is 20 miles per hour under the speed limit at 50. The white car is proceeding in lane 1, but they are not maintaining an appropriate awareness of their surroundings. They fail to see that there's a refuse collection vehicle which is slowed to a stop outside of the houses by the side of the road and approaches the stationary traffic behind it at speed. It then changes lanes from lane 1 into lane 2 at the last second into the path of the correctly proceeding camera vehicle whilst also braking heavily. This causes a collision between the camera vehicle and the white car. So let's get liability dealt with first, and we'll come on to the other considerations in a moment. Liability rests with the car changing lanes. Initially, they've not been driving with the appropriate awareness to notice what's happening in front of them. This often happens with drivers who don't look further than the edge of their bonnet, not looking ahead to see what is happening on the road ahead of them. Then they make the lane change directly into the path of the camera vehicle, thus significantly shortening their braking distance. It's this manoeuvre which is the proximate cause of the collision. The camera car driver did confirm to me that the white car driver was found completely at fault for the collision, and they were also prosecuted by the police. When I uploaded this to another site, a number of people did not understand and thought that the camera car was predominantly at fault. This is primarily due to the camera that was being used, I believe. We've got a super wide angle field of view which does two things. It makes objects appear further away than they are and also makes things look faster than they are. The average human reaction time when involved in a road traffic collision is estimated to be between 1.5 and 3 seconds. Most investigators will use 2 seconds as a ballpark. 1 second to acknowledge something is happening and another to implement avoiding action, such as applying the brakes, which you then need to add on top of that time to be able to come to a slow or make an alternative maneuver around what is happening. Now, a lot of people might be thinking that human reaction time is a lot less than a second, but what you're actually thinking of is human reaction tests where the person receiving the test knows that stimuli is coming and what kind of stimuli to expect. That's not the same in the real world, and certainly doesn't apply when you're driving a car, where you have to be continuously looking at multiple areas around your vehicle for potential hazards. Between the white car moving lanes and impact is just over 2 seconds. The camera car has already slowed from 50 to 40 before the impact, and their car's speed continues to drop throughout the clip. Another common comment is that the camera car's reaction to steer to the right and into the ditch wasn't the right thing to do, but this ultimately is a classic comment that comes with hindsight. You already know that a crash is about to come when you're going to watch this video, but humans react differently to shock and trauma. It could be that the driver panicked, or they could have thought it was the best place to go when they seen the opposite carriageway was empty and avoid a follow-up collision. Hindsight is a wonderful thing, but ultimately at the end of the day, this is irrelevant to the liability outcome of the collision. Lovely jubbly, sound as a pound.